What's going on, guys? It's your boy on Trilogy Gaming here, coming back to you guys with another video. And as you guys can see here, I am going to be going over the College Football Ultimate Team deep dive that they released here. This article that they released with all the information for College Football Ultimate Team, and give my take or my thoughts on it. I've been seeing a lot of mixed reviews online from people. Some people are saying that they love what they've done with the mode. Others are saying not so much. I did briefly go through it, reading it on my own. So I'm definitely on the side of people who actually love what they're doing with college football. I think that the Ultimate Team mode in college is probably going to be 10 times better than what it was in Madden Ultimate Team. I'm only just thinking that just because of all the type of guys that essentially is going to be in the mode. But I won't spoil anything else. Let's go ahead and just go through the deep dive together and just kind of see what they got going on here. Essentially, if you don't know what Ultimate Team is, it's just a place where you're going to be able to put various players and items together. It could be, campus heroes of current time, so like current players of college, but it could also be guys or legends from the past, essentially. So like the Ray Lewis's at Miami, the Tebow's at Florida, the Derek Brooks at Florida State, or the Deion Sanders from Florida State, just legends, or guys that were really great for their colleges, so to speak. So you'll be able to eventually put some guys like that together on your Ultimate Team. And it looks like they do have, because they partnered up with the NFLPA, it looks like they'll be able to have like current NFL stars in here as well. So that'll be people like they're listing here, like Patrick Mahomes, Devontae Adams, Christian McCaffrey, Josh Allen, CeeDee Lamb, Stephon Diggs, Joe Burrow, and obviously many more players like them as well. At the start of the Ultimate Team, they said that depending on what your favorite school is, you'll start with a handful of names that will be familiar to you. Not sure what that means, but it's probably going to be like a few cards. You'll have a starter team, but you'll probably have like a few okay overall cards for the start of the year. That might be some big names for that particular college. I'm a Gator fan, so you'll probably, if I select the Gator pack, I'm hoping that there's probably going to be like a Tim Tebow or somebody in there. Tim Tebow, like Percy Harvin, some guys that were like really amazing for Florida. Then again, it might be a couple of guys. It might just be one guy. They didn't really go too much in depth to it. But as far as some ways to kind of get your team together, they do have some stuff for solo players as well as head-to-head players. They do have things like challenges. They are going to be releasing challenges, and it's supposed to be a total of, I believe, over 100 challenges. Yep, they said here over 100 challenges with different difficulties as well as different themes to make each challenge feel unique. So they do have a couple of challenges that will be like showcasing like the history or the big moments from college football during season 1, and they will be having seasons as well in college Ultimate Team, like they kind of have similar to Madden. But you'll essentially have a few different challenges kind of going over big moments, like different things, like for instance, like when Auburn had that crazy kick return to end the game. Can't even remember what year that was, but you'll definitely have stuff like that. You're going to also have new different objectives, completing objectives as well as dailies. Typically, if I'm assuming that they're going to do the dailies similar to what Madden Ultimate Team has currently, where it's like it'll give you 2 in-game objectives, and then it'll have you like buying a pack out of the store or something like that. That's kind of what I foresee here. You will also be earning XP during the field pass, which will give you options to get, to earn player packs as well as coins. Objectives, like I was just saying, statistics. With coins you've earned for challenges, completing objectives, and competing in various modes. You'll be able to use those in different ways. One option, you can head over to the marketplace, check out the store, and buy different kind of player packs that they might have. Obviously, they'll be releasing new players with, new promos and different things like that. The other opportunity would be to go to the auction house and obviously buy cards from there. So that is a really good thing that they do have the auction house inside of Ultimate Team. I'm not really a fan of what they did with 2K, where they basically took the auction house out of it. And it's like you're buying a card from the casino, and then whenever you don't want the card anymore, you're selling it back. I'm not really a fan of that. I'm really a fan of the market. Kind of let your player base kind of dictate, if a card should be worth spending a lot of coins on, or if it's really not that worth it. You know what I mean? Not really a fan of the casino way that 2K is built, but that's neither here nor there. Obviously, building your team, when you're building your team and starting to set your lineup with different cards that you get, you do have different options that are available to you as far as generating your best lineup. You can just simply generate the best lineup by highest overall team from your item binder, or you can build your lineup by selecting like a certain team chemistry. They do have like team chemistries in here where it's like whatever school that they went to, or you can build your team basically by whatever scheme you're running. So if you're running a spread scheme, you might want to generate your lineup by spread, and that way all of the guys who's got the spread chemistry on their card will help. They'll put all those guys in the lineup for you. Or if you're running pistol, you can specify it to generate all of the guys who have pistol chemistry, and that'll give you various boosts as well. And it does say here that, that's pretty much what it is, just a tool to use for that. So you can build your team by best overall period, which will just put whoever the highest cards are in. You can build them in by team chemistry, so the way it'll put all the guys from the same college for the most part in the lineup, and then fill in the rest. Or like I said, you could do it by scheme, by spread, pistol, or whatever scheme that you're going to be running this year in college football, Ultimate Team. This here is a view of the lineup screen, kind of what the screen's going to look like. I do like how they actually did the lineup screen. They got your overall right here. Over here, you have your season level, so you'll know what your season level is. I like how they got your currency. Instead of saying coins, it's showing currency. I like that. The screen is very, very clean. Training is making a return. As you guys can see, that purple icon is symbolizing training. That's something that they had in Madden, but then they had it in Madden, but then they typically, the only thing it was really used for was just abilities. So I'm wondering, if the training is going to be used for more than that, or if it's going to be used to if it's going to be used to upgrade cards again, or if it's solely just going to be for, abilities. But this is what the lineup screen looks like. And as you can see here, this is also what it looks like when you are sorting your lineup, like how you can choose to do it by specific schemes, multiple offense, pistol, pro style, etc. It looks like they do have 6 active tiers here. So I'm assuming that it's probably going to be made just like Madden Ultimate Team, sort of, where it's like 50 players will, fit that requirement. Not sure yet because they didn't show us, but that's what I'm going to assume. You come down here and they did say that in College Football Ultimate Team, you can reach higher chemistry tiers by putting players in your lineup with the matching chemistries to boost your players' attributes. Scheme and team chemistries will play a role in building your team. With 134 total team chemistries and 19 total offensive and defensive scheme chemistries, offering so many different options to help you build your team. Just a little bit more background of what I was basically saying. And it does look like here to get to tier 6, you do need 50. So for a pistol scheme, as you can see, they already have tiers 1 and 2 active, and they got play action and short accuracy. So at 35, you can see that they get +1 power, pass block power. At 40, they get carry. Not sure what you get at tier 5 or 6, but you can see that you do get small boost for that as well. Here are some of the chemistries that you have for offense. As you guys can read here, you got veer and shoot, spread option, power spread, air raid, multiple run and shoot, spread, pro style, pistol, or option. On the defense side of the ball, you got 3-4, 4-3, 3-4 multiple defense, 4-3 multiple, 4-2-5, 3-2-6, 3-3-5 type, and then 3-3-5. So those are all of the schemes that are in the game. And they do have, you know, various different things behind them. They do have solos that you can play. So if there is a specific playbook that you're looking for, then you can definitely jump into these specific solos here, and you can choose to do like whatever kind of scheme solo you want. They are going to be giving out like a pack that you can choose a specific playbook that you might want to use. So instead of going to the auction house to buy the playbook off the rip, it would probably be smarter if you just come in here to the solo and play the solo. Obviously you would need to know what playbook fits what. So like me, I'm a Gator fan. I'm going to have to find out if it's a spread or an option scheme. That's something that I would have to figure out. But once you know what playbook, you know what your playbook scheme is, you can come to the solo, play that specific solo, and, you know, get the pack and then choose the playbook that you're wanting. I believe that's the way that it is going to work. And then also, but in the event that, hey, you know, you don't choose the right playbook, or you get a playbook that you don't want, you can always go to the auction house and purchase the playbook that you want. So that is something that is still an option. If you're somebody that's, you know, you like to buy packs out there, you can just skip the solo challenges and go and buy the specific playbook that you want off the auction house if somebody's posted it. As far as team chemistries, they do have team chemistries for these cards. As you guys can see, it is up to 50 on the team chemistries as well. And basically it says that all player items will have a default team chem for the school that they represent. However, with the transfer portal being a thing inside of college football and how huge of an impact that it has, they basically allowed everybody to get all team chems. So all 134 team chems, as long as you know, put training into the card, they'll be able to have access to all 134 team chems. I'm not really a huge fan of this, but something tells me that it's going to still, it won't be like too crazy. It will be balanced at some point, because I understand the whole transfer portal thing, but I'm not really a huge fan of everybody getting the team chems, because then everybody's just going to want the top card, and it becomes an issue where everybody has pretty much the same team. Or they have it where everybody's going to have the same boost. So that's my only issue with it, is the fact that everybody's going to have the same boost regardless of, you know, like what kind of players they have on their team. I'm not really a fan of that idea. However, something tells me that I don't think it's going to be for all of the cards. I think it might be just for like the starter program cards in a sense. So like the core Ultimate Team cards, which would be like the current day cards, I believe that they're probably going to get all 134 team chems. But if there are like any promo cards like Legends or something like that, I'm just thinking, they haven't said anything, but me personally, off of base knowledge, I'm thinking that they probably won't get all team chems. I'm thinking that they'll probably just get the specific team that they played for in college, or teams if they did transfer. That's what I'm thinking for the other promos. But for the current players, as you can see, they have all these chems, and this guy here, Vander Ross III, he's got, you know, all the team chems and whatnot, so you can switch him. Scrolling down a little bit, it's just talking here about the player items. So like I was saying, you do have the training returning. So for this particular item, you do need training to power them up. So once you do power them up, then you can put different abilities on them. They do have different players with different archetype abilities set to them. So some players can only get certain abilities, or they can only get an ability at a certain tier because of the type of archetype that they have. So that is something that that they do have in this game as well. And also, player items typically highlight key attributes for the archetype in the position of that player. So not all cards are going to have the same stats showed on them. Obviously, Michael Penix Jr. is a field general here. So with him being a field general, the only stats that are showing for him is throw power, which is 83, short accuracy, which is 80, medium accuracy, which is 79, and I believe that's I think that's throw under pressure, I believe. But either way it go, that last stat is 80. So 83, 80, 79, 80. I mean, it's not bad. It's not the worst of the worst. It's pretty good for a starter card. And let me see here. They do have different like rarities for items. So common is gray, uncommon is green, rare is blue, epic is purple, legendary is gold. You'll start seeing the, epics and legendaries later on in the year. You can see this Vander Ross is green, so this is an uncommon card. So he's not, the worst of the worst. He's actually pretty decent because he's green. Just scrolling back up to him. And they also have it where on these cards you can flip them over to the back like real life cards. So if you flick the right joystick, you can flip the player item over and it'll automatically show you all of the abilities that are equipped on the right hand side of the card, as well as some of the additional stats, or some of the stats that are on the card that match that specific archetype, the most important ones at least. And then also you can equip new abilities and replace others, and you will see those represented on the player item on the back of the player items. You will also see a list of attributes for that player in the position. As you can see, this is what the card looks like flipped over after you've clicked into it. This is a Joey Bosa that we're going to learn about later on here in this blog, but you can see on his stats that he's got 2 abilities here on the left. Well, on the right hand side of the card he's got 2 abilities, and on the left hand side you can see the important stats for his particular archetype. So one of the ability buckets that they're showing for this Michael Penix Jr. card, he does have something called pull down bronze. They didn't show like what the other abilities in this bucket are, but pull down bronze doesn't seem like a bad ability. It seems pretty decent depending upon how much pressure you might get if your O-line isn't that great. Slightly improved ability not to fumble when standing in the pocket. So that's definitely something that could be very, very helpful if your O-line isn't the greatest. There are a ton of abilities in the game. They do have abilities like physical abilities, and then they also have like mental abilities, but they did say abilities do play a role in team building. So when viewing a player item, head to the upgrades tab here where you can spend training and unlock the ability bucket. These buckets house different abilities that the player items can equip, like I was saying earlier. And there'll be different buckets dedicated to mental and physical abilities. So some of their buckets will be dedicated to mental abilities, some will be dedicated to physical abilities. So it just depends on how high of an overall the player is. But once the buckets are unlocked, you can exchange training. You can use training to purchase these abilities. Every ability is going to have a different training amount. So obviously, the more buckets the player has because of his overall, the higher the abilities. And there's also an AP account associated with these abilities as well. So, I'm not sure what the AP account, what the AP count number is going to be. But they do have, these abilities do have AP associated with them. They did not say in this blog at all, like what the number is going to be total for offense and defense. But typically badness typically started off with like 7 for offense and defense, or, somewhere around there. So that's what I'm going to expect, but you never know. They can change it up. They do update the offense and defense ability points throughout the year. So it is not going to just be one thing that's stagnant where, hey, this is what you got to work with the entire year. They normally update it throughout the year. So that's something that's going to be pretty cool to see. Also, how you get training. You can earn training by quick selling items in your item binder. And if you do quick sell an item, just know that, hey, once you quick sell it, you can't get it back unless you either pull that card or you go to the auction house and rebuy it. Once you do quick sell an item, it is like permanently discarding it, so to speak. So this is them talking about some of the programs that's going to be coming. Ultimate alumni are returning players that go back to their stomping grounds in season 1 of college football Ultimate Team. It'll be top players that are top players from previous college entries will make an appearance and give opposing fans headaches once again. You can play through some challenges that they have for the moments on the field that they would have, accomplished something for those schools or big plays that they made for them. And here are some of the alumni players. So just going over some of these players here. And obviously, if you pre-ordered the game, you do get a pack that you can choose one of these players from. I'm going to come back up to these players and review them. I'm going to come back up towards the end just to let you know who I would take and who I would not take. But going back to some of the other programs, they will have conference stories of the week. That's something that I'm expecting to be very similar to how they do Team of the Week. Team of the Week is something that they do in Madden Ultimate Team. So every single week they'll have a bunch of challenges essentially, and it could be something specific for that week, and it'll also give you an opportunity to kind of like earn players from that particular drop. So it'll be like different things like it'll be like just, particular things from the week essentially. It could be something like, oh, hey, this team made a comeback and now you gotta go and win the game on the game-winning drive, like score a touchdown for the game-winning drive or something like that, or stop the other team from getting in field goal range to advance from this challenge. It'll just be like something simple. It'll be like a few challenges for that particular week. And this is, I'm gonna assume the first stories of the week will be, you'll be able to earn this card right here. And it looks like they will be having challenges player sets that will become available, and it says be on the lookout for your favorite conference and check out the challenges to relive some of the classic moments from each. So it looks like this guy at the start of launch will be able to be earned. Very good card. Like I said, I'll go over the cards and review them. In case you missed it, this is where you're gonna have like those moments where it'll be like the 2013 Miracle for Auburn, or UCF's 2017 perfect season, or Alabama's title redemption against Clemson. You'll be able to get a chance to look back at these moments as we look forward to college kickoff. This program will feature players who had iconic moments and led their schools to victory and balled out. And this is that 85 Joey Bosa that we were looking at earlier. I'll definitely give my take on him as well. And it does look like the Legends program is something that's going to be in College Football Ultimate Team as well. So you will be able to have an opportunity to get legendary All-Americans that are coming back to campus, and will be highlighted during launch week, which college football returning. We also wanted to honor some of the legends that made us fall in love with the game, with the legendary players showing up every week. This is going to be an exciting time in College Football Ultimate Team, and you'll have an opportunity to see how the GOATs of the past match up against today's stars. So this is a Ray Lewis that they are teasing here. He will be one of the opening day, opening week legends, which is really, really nice. And let's see here. They do also have like live events. So live events will be basically a tab that will allow you to filter to a specific program, so you can see all the content in the program all in one place, just to kind of tell you like different objectives and different things like that. The field pass, that's something that they introduced into Madden this past season. So basically how the field pass works is it typically houses your season objectives as well as like any different programs, and it sections it out. You can click to view details on any particular program or your season, and it'll instantly pop you up to that particular pass. Some of the passes will allow you to earn, some of the passes will have different objectives and challenges. And once you've, completed those objectives or challenges, then you'll start earning rewards like coins, packs, and players that you can then use to kind of help build up your lineup to eventually getting to that 99 overall at the end of the year. They do have sets in the game, so you will be able to take lower overall players and exchange them up for a higher overall, as well as new sets are going to be introduced throughout each season as programs release. So for new programs, you will be getting new sets, and those will be requiring, different cards or whatever. And they do have some new things in here that you can do. And they kind of took a page out of the MLB The Show book, which is something that I really do like. There's a lot of people who always say that, hey, that there's not enough ways for solo players to grind and earn rewards, but I really do like what they've done this year. So let's talk about it. So when it comes to College Football Ultimate Team, you can play solo, squad up with friends, or you can put your skills to the test against other players online. First up, they like to talk about a new way to play that they call solo seasons. So with solo seasons, basically what it is it's something that came from MLB The Show, like the idea itself or the concept. You'll basically play a season format with your Ultimate Team, and it's against the computer. If you go 5-0 in your season, you'll get a bye for the playoffs and compete for the championship and get ready to do it all over again. Solo seasons is completely repeatable, so you can do it as many times as you want. And every time you complete it, you get greater rewards as you progress in each season. So that is something that's really, really nice. You'll be able to get, like I said, great rewards. Doesn't necessarily say, but something tells me, I'm assuming that you'll probably be able to either get like some packs from it as well as coins or like a specific player item. There's so much that they can do with solo seasons. So I'm really a big fan of that because not everybody wants to play online, or especially at the very beginning, if they don't have money to spend on packs, they might not have the team to compete with some of those greater teams out there. So this is definitely going to be a grinder's way of being able to get, a pretty good team to go out there and play against other guys online if you choose to do so. They do also have the other mode that is coming back, solo battles. That's basically where you'll be focused on accumulating battle score for each win and earn rewards as you progress. They do have, if you just want to play against people online, they do have traditional head-to-head coming back where you'll play through the season, make the playoffs, win championships, and move up in divisions for even better rewards. Or, they do have what I like to play, which is called MUT Squads. They do have squads returning, so you can play squad seasons with other people and take on an assigned role. Offensive captain, defensive captain, or head coach. Hop online with your friends and move up divisions for those sweet, sweet rewards together. That's something that I definitely will be playing a lot of. I will be bringing plenty of MUT Squads gameplay as well as regular head-to-head and even doing some of that solo seasons. I'm going to have plenty of content coming on the way for college football, so just stay tuned. But that is something that I do enjoy playing. I do enjoy playing squads as well as regular head-to-head, and I just love the team building aspect. And I do plan on playing some Dynasty as well, so I will have all kinds of content coming for you guys. But there's always going to be something to do inside of college football. That's the way that I see it as far as things that they've added here. And they do have a new mode that they're calling it. Well, essentially, it's almost kind of similar to Weekend League, but it's a tad bit different. It says they do have a new mode experience that they're calling the Gauntlet. Every Friday, enter the Gauntlet to take on the best the mode has to offer. Become a Gauntlet champion by achieving 10 wins, but take 2 losses and your Gauntlet run for that week is over. A ton of great rewards are up for grabs, including coins, national champion packs, and exclusive players. Note, the Gauntlet event starts every Friday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern and ends Monday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. And you say, well, how do I get access to the Gauntlet? You can essentially play champs during the week to earn a Gauntlet entry or pay a coin entry into champs. You'll play a maximum of 20 games against others, but getting 16 wins in the current week's champs event will be all you need to enter the Gauntlet. Champs events refresh every Thursday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. So they do have that. That is something, like I said, it's a new mode, but it's also like combining it with Weekend League. So it's like you play during the week. So you play Monday through Thursday. And you get 16 wins. If you get 16 wins, you don't have to worry about paying to get into Gauntlet. But if you don't get 16 wins, then there will be like some kind of coin entry. So like you would have to pay a certain amount of coins. I don't know, it could be like 50,000 or 75,000. I don't know what the amount is because they didn't say, but there will be some kind of like coin amount that you would have to pay to gain access to the mode. But the way that the mode works is you either play until you win all 10 games, or if you take 2 losses before you get to 10 wins, then your gauntlet run for that week is over. But you do earn some kind of rewards. You can get coins, national champion packs, as well as players. So if you win all 10, obviously you're going to get all of those. But if you don't, then you'll fall somewhere in between and get, some great rewards. So there's definitely a lot of ways to earn rewards out here. That's definitely very nice. Nobody really wants to play a game where you have to continue to pay and pay and pay in order for your team to be great. Every year we do a no money spent series. So obviously this is going to be no money spent as well. We will be no money spent over here. So I'll be showing you guys the grind, showing you, hey, like what you can do to get your team up and different things like that. They do also have house rules coming back. House rules is something that will be done, and it is going to be rotating throughout the season. So that is something that you can see in the live event tab, what kind of house rules will be there. But they will have 2 house rule modes that you can play at launch. Touchdown Tango, 25-yard first downs, and 14 points for a touchdown. If you go up by 28 points, you automatically win. In case you missed it, players and packs is something that you can also earn from accruing wins. So those will be some things that you can look forward to for that. And it says that Touchdown Tango expires on August 29th at 10 a.m. Eastern. And they do also have the overtime house rule that will be available. Play the iconic college football overtime against other players. Each team gets 1 drive to score a touchdown or a field goal until someone does not match. Top score wins. So that's pretty much all of the information for the Ultimate Team blog. I definitely will say I do love some of the changes that they made. I'm not a fan of everybody getting the team chems, but something leads me to believe that the promo cards, like Legends, something leads me to believe like the Legends won't get every single college team chem. I feel like there's going to be something different. That's just what I'm sitting here thinking, but I mean, if they do, hey, it is what it is. Everybody's just going to have the boost, but that's the only negative that I have about it. But everything else here is pretty positive. I like the addition to the solo seasons. I love the addition to the I like the solo seasons. I love the fact that you have the solo battles, and I love that you have the MUT squad still, as well as them adding in the champs and the gauntlet. It's just new ways to give people, time to earn coins. So that's something that I'm definitely looking forward to. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it. And as far as like some of these other cards here, like let's look at some of these cards. So as far as the Ultimate Alumni cards, some of these cards, I'm just going to go through them and just let you know like what I like about them or don't like. Brock Bowers, I definitely do like the fact that he's got the 81 speed, 82 short, 78 mid, 76 run block. That's actually really, really good for tight end. And he does have 82 catch in traffic. So he's definitely an option. Definitely an option for sure. They do have Blake Corum. I would pass on the Blake Corum. I mean, the run game looks really, really strong this year, but I would pass on the Blake Corum. I'm not really a fan of the super small running backs, and there is a running back that you can get from pre-order. We'll kind of touch on that as well. But Cooper DeJohn, he's a solid pick. He's definitely a solid pick. He is a zone archetype corner. He is not he's not a small DB, so he's definitely a solid pick. Not a bad one at all. If you're looking to beef up your secondary, he's definitely an option. Right now, out of the cards that I've seen, Brock Bowers is probably the pick for me at the moment. And we get the Michael Penix Jr. I mean, his card looks great. I really do love the card, and I mean, I love the fact that he's got 83 throw power. That is by far the strongest throw power we've seen so far out of the all of the quarterback cards that they've showed. So he definitely has a really strong arm. I just don't know if I would pick a quarterback because quarterbacks are like, I kind of treat quarterbacks like running backs, like they're a dime a dozen when it comes to Ultimate Team. You kind of don't want to lock yourself in with a quarterback. You can have multiple running backs on the field, so you can definitely lock yourself with a couple of running backs. But with the quarterback, you can only play one, and there's always going to be a new quarterback that you're going to want, or you would like to use in place of him. So I just wouldn't pick him. He is a great starter quarterback, absolutely, but I just wouldn't pick him because you don't want to lock yourself into a quarterback. There's other positions that you can fill your team with and have multiple guys that can get some run for you. Jared Verse, I do like this card. He does have decent speed, has great power move, decent speed and great power move. So he is very solid. If you just want a guy to be able to rush the passer, very, very solid pick. I think I got Brock Bowers 1 and this guy at number 2. And then number 3. And I kind of want, I'm kind of sitting here thinking about it. It depends on your chemistry of scheme that you're trying to run too, because these cards do have different chemistries down there. If you're really into that aspect of trying to put, certain schemes together. But Adonai Mitchell, he's a tall receiver, man. He's really, really tall. I think he's like 6'2" or 6'3". I believe he's 6'3", but 6'3" with 83 speed. I don't know if you were paying attention to the Cooper DeJean card, but he has 80 speed. Most of the DBs that we've seen so far are not super, super fast. 83 speed is the fastest that I've seen on a card so far that they've revealed to us. So this guy's got wheels and he's really, really tall. He's definitely a great pick. Receivers is one of those positions where there's so many receivers out there that you can always have a receiver versus tight ends. There's not a whole lot of great tight ends out there. It's very far and few, so that's kind of why I got Brock Bowers in front of him. But actually, I would switch my pick to Brock Bowers at 1 and Adonai Mitchell at 2. Most people will probably put Mitchell at 1 as their number 1 choice just because of the 83 speed and he's a tall receiver. But like I said, solid tight ends are hard to come by. And typically in Ultimate Team modes, tight ends are very, like the top of the top are very expensive. So I'm probably going to go Brock Bowers, but he's definitely an option. Or you can go the smart route. There are some offensive linemen in here. I'm not a fan of this one. I'm not a fan of his pass block. His pass block is really, really low, as well as his run block. If he goes up against Jared Verse is probably going to take his lunch money. So I'm not a fan of this card. Nobody should pick this offensive lineman. But this offensive lineman, this guy is an absolute stud. I love the pass block. The pass block is great, and he does have 80 run block. So he is going to stand up in the run game. If you do not like to spend coins on the offensive line, this is a great card to choose. You can only choose one of these 10 players that I'm going over right now. But if you do not like spending coins on offensive line, this guy is going to be a great offensive lineman for you to choose. This is a linebacker, 77 speed at linebacker. I'm not really too impressed. There's other guys out there that you can get that speed from most likely. So I would pass on Peyton Wilson. And as far as Keon Mitchell, like I was saying, Adonai Mitchell, he's got that 83 speed, man. And Keon Mitchell is short. He's on the shorter side. I think he's like 5'11". I don't think he's 6 feet. So I think he's like 5'11" or a little shorter than that. So with Mitchell being faster than him and taller, I'm talking about receiver, obviously, but with him being faster and taller than this guy, I definitely wouldn't choose him. So right now, I would say my consensus would be, if it was me, if I was starting a team today, it would be Brock Bowers. It would be Brock Bowers at 1, Mitchell at 2, and then at 3, I probably would put Jared Verse. And if I had to go number 4, well, I'm sorry, not 3. It would be Brock Bowers, Adonai Mitchell, and then at 3 would be Jordan Morgan. That would be my top 3. Obviously, number 4 is subjective in my opinion. Most people probably would take the corner just because he's got 82 speed. So I would probably put the corner at 4, but him and Jared Verse are tied in my eyes. But that is my consensus. Like I said, I'm probably going to go with Brock Bowers because it's hard to find a tight end with that kind of speed. I mean, he's running just as fast as Keon Mitchell. I mean, so he's going to have speed. He's got good hands, and he's got decent run block. It's not like his run block is in the 60s. He's in the mid 70s. So he's definitely going to be able to hold his own out there. Going over this card right here, the Stories of the Week card that you'll be able to earn at the start. This is a really great card. Like I said, that right tackle from Alabama, if anybody picks him, I don't know why you would. 74 pass block going up against a guy that's got 86 power move. He's just going to get his lunch money taken. 86 power move is absolutely insane. I definitely would do your solos. I definitely would do your solos at the start because no one's going to really be able to block him. Nobody's got that blocking that high as of yet, from what we've seen at least. So 86 power move is actually really, really insane. He's going to be taking a lot of guys' lunch money. And then this Joey Bosa, you can get him from the in case you missed it. It looks like this is probably something that you're going to be able to get from solos or something like that. So he's got 85 finesse move. I mean, there's not a lot of guys out there with that kind of pass block. So like I said, off the rip, as long as you're playing your solos, you got 2 cards that you can potentially earn, and they're going to be dominant for you. And then as far as opening day legends, I don't think that this is going to be something you can earn through. I don't think this is something that you're going to be able to earn through solos. I think the legends will be obviously guys that are in packs, but Ray Lewis has got 81 speed. I feel like they kind of did him dirty on the speed. I think what his calling card is going to be like the play rec, so he's going to be able to, realize what's coming and be able to run there fast enough. But for him to be an 85 overall, I'm not really a fan that his speed is only 81. I don't feel like they did him justice. I mean, he does have 84 hit power, so we just have to wait and see how hit power is going to work in this game, if fumbles are a thing. But I mean, I've seen running the ball is, looking at the gameplay, running the ball is definitely something that's really, really dominant. So that's just something that we're going to have to be on the lookout for. But that's pretty much all of the cards. And obviously going over the pre-order cards, because as you guys can see here, going over the pre-order cards, this is a pack that you get from pre-ordering. You could either choose Travis Hunter. He's at 81 overall, 81 speed. He does have 80 deep route running, and his chemistry is spread. I'm not really a fan of that pick, but there's going to be quite a few that's going to pick him. Or you could pick 81 overall Quinn Ewers. Like I was saying, that Michael Penix Jr. does have the highest throw power that we've seen so far. But like I said, I'm not a fan of locking myself into a non-auctionable, tradable quarterback card. That's not something that I'm a fan of. So I definitely would, how can I put this? I definitely would pass on him. If it was me, Donovan Edwards is definitely 1,000% going to be my pick. I would rock with Donovan Edwards because he's got that 82 speed. 82 speed seems to be like extremely top tier. 80 carry, so he's not going to be putting the ball on the ground left and right. He still has that 80 break tackle. He's got 81 change of direction, 81 agility, and he's got that 76 catch. So if it was me out of my pre-order packs, if I'm building a team, it definitely would be Donovan Edwards out of this pack. And then as far as the ultimate alumni pack, it definitely would be Brock Bowers for me. So I think I'm going to go Brock Bowers and Donovan Edwards, and I'm trying to think. Okay, so this is the other pre-order pack. So there is another quarterback in this one. Carson Beck is a 83 overall. These are all 83 overalls, which is the this is the Heisman hopeful pack. This is a very great quarterback option, like I said, but I'm not really a fan of locking myself into quarterbacks, but you can do what you want with your team. For me, this guy is making it on my team. 84 speed. 84 speed is elite. We haven't seen nobody else with 84 speed. That is elite speed to me for safety, and he's his own safety. So 84 speed is something that I definitely would be looking for. And he's actually 6 feet in real life, so he's not short either. So he's got great height, great speed, decent zone at the 80 play rec, and he can hit. He's got 80 hit power with 80 tackling. He's very, very balanced. I definitely would take Caleb Downs. That's my number one option here. Zachariah Branch, he does have 83 speed, but my only issue is that he's short. He's below 6 feet, so because he's below 6 feet, I'm not really a fan of this particular card right here. He does have the 83 speed, so if you're not somebody that likes tall receivers, if you feel like, hey, you can have short receivers and, you know, work with it like that, he's definitely going to be a nice guy because he's got the 83 speed. I'd have him at number 2 out of all of the players. Will Johnson, he's also got 83 speed. He's got 83 speed at corner. If you're looking to have another corner, it never hurts to have corners at the start of the year. So he's definitely an option for sure. I probably would do Caleb Downs at 1 as my number 1. Number 2 would be Will Johnson, and then Branch would be 3 for me. The DN, I mean, you're going to possibly be able to earn 2 other DNs, so I'm not really concerned about having the defensive end, although his stats is really, really good, and he's actually really fast. He does have 80 speed, and he is pretty balanced in power and finesse with the block shed. And so, yeah, I would probably do Caleb Downs as my 1. So Caleb Downs is my 1. As you guys can see, that's number 1 for me. Will Johnson's number 2, just because he's got 83 speed and he's a corner. Ashton is number 4 for me, and then Carson Beck is number 5. I mean, if you just want to lock yourself with a quarterback and be like, hey, I'm just going to use this guy for a long, long time, that's fine. But I mean, quarterback, like I said, I'm not really a fan of doing that. There's other positions that you can have a plethora of guys at and still continue to get use out of them later on down the road. So he's number 5 for me, and then Branch would be number 3. So Downs, which is the free safety, Johnson is the corner at number 2, Branch is number 3, Ashton is 4, and then Beck is 5. So when I get my ultimate team, I'm going Brock Bowers. When I get my ultimate team, I'm definitely going Brock Bowers, Donovan Edwards, and Caleb Downs. That's gonna be my my picks there. So hopefully I've been pretty informative. Sorry for this being a very long one, but I just wanted to kind of cover everything for you guys in depth, and like I said, give you my thoughts and my overview of it. I definitely would say that, you know, just be on the lookout for a lot more content. Definitely going to be more consistent with uploading and getting you guys great content. And just let me know down below what you guys want to see. If you guys want to see a bunch of must squads, you like to just see head to head. I will be doing like tips and tricks, so kind of like, you know, telling you guys different things in the game, or at least kind of teaching you guys like how I see the game, what I see through my eyes, different things like that. So yeah, I got a lot of great content on the way. And like I said, we'll definitely be playing some must squads this year, some head to head, and I'll definitely be giving you guys some tips and tricks on how to make your team no money spent and still be able to compete with the other teams out there in the world that, you know, spend money. So we'll have a whole little series going and everything like that. So just be on the lookout for it. And until next time, peace and love, baby.